Hi everyone. I waited really long. It looks like other people are taking a long break. Ranjak, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Let's start stack and queues. Okay. Great. So again, like yesterday, I'm assuming that you know basic stack and queues. Okay. You know what basically stack is, what queues are. Okay. And based on that, we are going to learn the question. So the first question is, valid parenthesis. Okay. Valid parenthesis. Clear? What a valid parenthesis is, so let's say a plus b plus c in c by d into f. Okay. So you see here, all these parentheses have a meaningful. There is any invalid parenthesis, or instead of valid, I can say unnecessary parenthesis. Unnecessary parenthesis. Okay. And let me take another example. Example 1. Let me take this example. Example 2. Do you think this parenthesis is unnecessary? This has no use. This parenthesis is unnecessary. Do you feel this? There is no use for this one. Yes or no? There is actually no use for this one. Ideally, everyone tell me yes or no. Ideally, there is no use for this one. So that's what you have to figure out. Whether there has precedence, sir. Yes, but see now that here this parenthesis and this parenthesis. Is there any logic to put this parenthesis here? Is there any logic to put it is here? No, right? So that's what you have to figure out, whether the parenthesis that is a meaningful parenthesis or not. Okay. Take 2 to 3 minutes. You have around 2 to 3 minutes. Try this and then we will discuss. First, try this question. Anyone? Abhishek, see here. First of all, tell me when exactly you define whether there is a parenthesis or not. Sorry, when what parenthesis is a duplicate parenthesis? When we can say? When can we say? See, it's unnecessary. Sorry, parenthesis. See, if step one first C get evaluated, sir, at the answer B of C they multiply then. Are Trishna, yes, brother, you are taking it completely wrong. You just have to tell it's a Boolean question. The return type will be Boolean. So the question will be is v is valid. You'll have a string str. The return type will be Boolean. Okay. The return type will be Boolean. Got it? So the first question is when can we say that the parenthesis is invalid? When there is no meaningful content. No meaningful content between a opening and a closing. Can I say that? So, see, there is a formula, not formula, there's like a philosophy that we use while solving these types of problem is what, how, and why. Okay. What is the question? How are we going to solve that and why we are approaching this particular method? So see here. What we are going to do is, let's say I have the string A plus B plus C plus D multiplied by E. Okay. So what we are going to take is, first I'll write the algorithm. What I'm going to do is, I'll write the algorithm. I'll give you some time to do the dry run and then we will discuss it. Take a stack. Okay. Take a stack. Then push if the current element is current character is, I can say, is not equal to a closing parenthesis. Okay. If it is not a closing parenthesis, just push it into the stack. Push it into stack. Or let me just show you first. Okay. Let me just show you first. So let's take a stack. Okay. Let's take a stack. And then whatever is the current element character is a, tell me, when I have an opening bracket, can I say this time that this like, can I just decide whether this parenthesis is valid or invalid? Can we do this at this moment? Anyone? Can we do this at this moment? We can't. Actually, we can't. Yes or no? Right? See, I'll tell you. See, when you have a opening bracket, okay, does this opening bracket defines that whether this parenthesis is like valid or invalid? Does the opening bracket defines? Does the opening parenthesis defines that? That's what I'm asking. It cannot not, because after this there might be some meaningful content. There might be, I don't know. Only and only when the closing bracket is there, then only you can take a decision whether this closing bracket was a parenthesis or like a duplicate parenthesis or not. Okay. Then next comes A. Then next comes plus, then B. Now the moment I have a closing bracket, now I can take my decision. I can decide whether the current parenthesis is a duplicate parenthesis or not. Okay. I can take that decision. Yes or no? So what am I going to, and how will I take? I'll just check whether on the top of the stack is there an opening bracket or not. Let's take this case. Okay. Assume that there was this. So first tell me, is this a meaningful bracket? Like, is this meaningful parenthesis? No, right? This is not a meaningful parenthesis. Everyone? This is not a meaningful parenthesis. Yes or no? This is not. Make sense? So what am I going to do is, and how? So can I say when I'll get this closing bracket on the top of the stack, this will be opening? So what am I going to do is, when I have this closing bracket, I'll check on the top of the stack. Okay. The moment I get a closing bracket, I'll check on the top of the stack whether this parenthesis was a opening parenthesis or not. So in the top of the stack, there was nothing. So this means that this is not a duplicate parenthesis, because before this, there are some meaningful content. So this is a necessary parenthesis. This has some meaningful content. I'll remove. So what I'll do after this is I'll remove everything from the stack until I find a opening parenthesis. Okay. So what will we do? Check the top of the stack. If there is a meaningful content, then okay, if there is a meaningful content, remove each, or basically check on if there is closing parenthesis. Sorry, no, opening parenthesis. If there is opening parenthesis, it is a duplicate bracket. If it is not, in case if it is not, it's invalid parenthesis. Okay. In case this is not, what we do? Remove everything from stack until we don't find a opening parenthesis. Okay, until we don't find a opening parenthesis. Make sense? So delete this, including the opening parenthesis. Now continue the next one. let's say here I get plus, then I got opening bracket, then again I got opening bracket, then I get C, then I get plus, then I get D, again I get a closing bracket, again I get a closing bracket. All right, again I get a closing bracket. So can I say again, I will take a decision whether my parenthesis was a meaningful parenthesis or not. I checked on the top of the stack, there was nothing meaningful. I just removed it. I just removed it. Until I find my, until when we don't find an opening parenthesis. So until I don't find an opening parenthesis, I removed it. Again, plus, multiply, E. Again, I get a closing parenthesis. Okay. Again, I get a closing parenthesis. What happened there? This is not a, there is not invalid. So I removed it. Now let's take an example of a invalid parenthesis. Okay. Where this will make sense to you. So let's say now I have something like this. Plus A plus B, C plus D into E. Okay. Now let's take this case. Hear out very carefully. Okay. Hear out very carefully. I have first opening bracket, then A, then plus, then B. The moment I get a closing bracket, I'll check on the stack. The moment I get a closing bracket, I'll check on the stack whether the element was present here or not. Okay. I mean to say whether there is an opening bracket on the top of the stack or not. There is no opening bracket on the top of the stack, so I just removed it until I don't find a opening bracket, and then I remove including that. Plus, okay, then I get a opening bracket, again I get a opening bracket, again I have C, again I have plus, again I have D. Now see here very carefully, it's very important here. The next thing, I got a closing bracket. I'll check on the top of the stack. There is no opening bracket, which means that this bracket, is a meaningful one. Okay, this bracket is a meaningful one. It is not the waste of the time. So I just remove this. Until when? Until we don't find a opening parenthesis, right? So I'll delete that opening parenthesis first. Fair enough. Now the moment I get the next time, I checked on the top of the stack. What is there? On the top of the stack, what is there? There is an opening parenthesis. Yes or no? On the top of the stack, there is an opening parenthesis. Right? Everyone, does that make sense? On the top of the stack, which means what? There was no meaningful content, which means that there was no meaningful content between these two parentheses. And that's how this is an invalid parenthesis. Got it? Everyone? Is that clear? All right. Try writing the code for this. Try writing the code. You have 3 to 4 minutes. Try writing the code and then we will discuss. Is it done? Guys, how many of you have done this? There is a lag. See, very simple. Take stack of character st equal new stack. Okay. Yes. Now, for I equal 0, I is less than str dot length I plus plus. Okay. Or maybe I cannot say this right now. What I'll do is simply, very simple. Just check. Or you can just take char char current equal str dot char at I. Okay. Now, if current is not equal to a closing parenthesis, okay, if current is not equal to a closing parenthesis, you just push it into the stack. Push. Okay. st dot push this one. Else, what will you do? Else, while st dot size is greater than 0 and st dot peak is not equal to an opening bracket. st dot peak is not equal to an opening bracket. Is that even right statement to make? Tell me, by the logic what we studied, is that even a right statement to make? Guys, give me 1 minute. Actually, again, my this battery, I just need 1 to 2 minutes. Meanwhile, tell me, what I have written till here, is it right statement to make? Guys, I can't really read your messages. It's getting really tough. Anyone? Let me see if it started working or not. What was the first thing to be done? Case, can you tell? What was the first thing we checked? If true, first we check if the top of the stack, is empty or sorry, closing bracket or not. So the first thing was check if st dot peak is a opening bracket or what? If this is, then you just return false. Return true. True means it is invalid parenthesis. Else do this task. Else st dot peak st dot pop. Okay. Else st dot pop. And at the end what you will do? Again st dot pop. Now tell me guys one thing. Can anyone tell me what is the significance of this one? Why have I done this? Why have I done this part? Anyone? See, I'll tell you. When we were doing this, let's say opening bracket it was a plus b, closing bracket it was, okay. What did we notice when we had a closing bracket? No case, no. When we had a closing bracket, we were removing everything until we find a opening parenthesis. So until we find an opening parenthesis, including that first opening parenthesis also we had to delete. This also we had to delete. Yes or no? This also we had to delete, right? Yes or no, guys? This also we had to delete. So this will delete, this part will delete only t dot size is 0 0 and c. This is my, so until my stack dot peak is opening, we had to delete that opening parenthesis also. That's why we are doing this. Okay. Maybe here this code did not look perfect. What I'll do is I'll write and open an ode. What do I say? Online GBD. I'll open a compiler and there I'll write this code for you guys. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. Can you see the compiler? Just let me know yes or no. Can you see the compiler? So see how it is going to be. I'll take a stack character st equal. Of course, I need to make a public boolean is valid. Now for int I equal 0, I is less than str dot length I plus plus. Okay. Now correct. Char current equal str dot char at I. Now just simply check if current is not equal to a closing bracket. Okay, if current is not equal to a closing bracket, st dot push current. If it is not, okay, if it is not, just first check if st dot if st dot size is greater than 0 and then st dot pwe peak is import one dot util dot star. Okay, stack st dot peak if and st dot peak is equal and opening bracket. Okay, so here you'll simply return true. All right, else while st dot size is greater than and st dot peak is not equal to this dot pop. All right, and eventually if st dot size is greater than 0, pop. Got it? If st dot size is greater than 0, st dot pop. And after this, else if false. Go through this code and let me know if you have any doubt. Anyone? You typed unknowingly. Where, in which line case? In which line? In the for loop. I plus plus. For I equals, it is I equal on line number 11 if current is not equal. No, it's not equal only. It's not equal only. Line 11, no? If current is not equal. Yeah, that's right. If the current element is not a closing bracket, if the current character is not a closing bracket, you just push it into the stack. Okay. That's what I have written there. All right, guys. What's the time right now? It's 11:21. See, the thing is, the class is getting tough. So I'll have the next 10 minutes because I really can't read your messages. It's really getting tough for the. I'll inform the management. Next 10 minutes for Q&A. I'm sharing one thing. Wait a minute. I'm sharing a doc. I'm sharing a doc file just in case you guys can. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Even my laptop is hanging. See, I've shared a doc file. Okay. And I'll share that doc file here also. In case you have any questions, you can ask me that. Okay. You can type here in that doc file. I'll be able to see that question. In case you have any question, let's next 10 minutes is for Q&A. Okay. Anyone have any question in mind? Guys, you can write in that doc file. I'll be able. Shall you please show the program? I'll take a screenshot. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. I still can see the doc file. In case anyone have any question, you can please feel free to write that. Chalo. All right, no questions. If all right, guys, thanks for joining. Let me just share in case you still have any questions. Yes, go on, go on. To yes, go on. And omniscient. There are just three things. There are just three things to be acquired. I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question. The interview and the fag. Great, great, great. Let me answer this. Three things to do. Focus. Three things you have to focus. Okay. The first is DSA of good level. DSA of good level. Then few good projects. Few good projects. Okay. 1 to 2. Make 1 to 2 good projects instead of what? 10 e-commerce clone. Okay. Then computer fundamentals and speaking skills. Communication skills. These are the three things that you have to master. Okay. First, your DSA should be of good level. Okay, means that you can solve the good DP graph tries problems. Then you have to make few good projects. Okay, 1 to 2 good projects with multiple functionality is way more than enough. Then just go on. Nowadays companies, yes, go on, you were writing something. Asking or how the data. That is a part of the DSA. That is the part of the DSA. That is basically generally the part of the DSA. Okay. In case you have a doubt in the priority queue, do one thing. There is a function of in the meeting, in the webinar, you can raise a request for audio. Okay, you can just turn on your audio and ask the question. Okay, I'll answer that. You can request. All right, guys. I'll answer this. How we'll be asking data structure is being used in the application that we are creating by languages C, Python. See, the thing is, good thing that you can do about this one is just have a good knowledge of their implementations. Okay, have a really good knowledge of their implementations. How these things are getting implemented. Okay, you can do that. Chalo, guys. Take care. See you in the next class. Bye bye.